Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Stanley Parable. I know a lot of people have been excited
Nom.
for this one. I'm being eaten, of course I am.
Nom.
Okay, first up, thank you to Rex for the 40 stream
The
watch
Stanley's
streak.
Parabola.
Yes, Stanley's Parabola, absolutely. Hello, Drayson. Hello, Vagra. Hello, Go-Getter. Hello, Unbigo. Hello, Bal. Hello, Danny. Hello, Rack. Hello, Rex. Hello, Mike. Hello, Crystal. Hello, 26. Good to see you all. Hope you're doing fantastic. Now, I did want to set this game up in advance. I thought it would take me immediately to a main menu. But I got to this screen. I thought, okay, basic question. I have played before. I have not played Ultra Deluxe. I have played the original. I assume that's what it means. I got to this stage. I was like, okay, that's pretty standard. We'll adjust that. Then I got to this, and I figured, oh, I can't set this up. It's going to do something funky. Because why would it ask me the time? Why wouldn't it look at my computer's clock? I don't know what it's up to, but it's up to something. So it might be a bit loud at first. I will adjust. I need to know what it's doing here. So how do I change? Oh no, we are in PM now. Okay, cool. So it is 5. 02 PM. There we go. it changed. Mateo, good to see you. And oh, we are
This
going
game
to
is
a main
confusing.
menu. Okay.
Hard to understand even.
Hard to understand. Will you go for the commitment achievement? It's best if you quit the game and restart it a few times. Okay, well.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Oh, actually, I should keep that at top. I'll reduce the main volume. This game doesn't go as loud as most. This actually isn't so bad. Hello, Cindy. Hope you're doing well. Not right now, but later. Okay. Is the commitment achievement the one where you don't play for years? If so, I mean, I'll go for it eventually. Okay, so that is our settings. I do like a higher field of view. I assume that's vertical field of view. That's really low. High again, 26. The entire duration of a Tuesday. Oh, hell no. Good God. That's terrible. I also... Okay. Okay, this seems fine. Hello, mindless scientist. I am, in fact, a little gay person on the computer. So, I suppose we'll get started, won't we? I've been looking forward to this.
25 bits and said,
This is the
the opposite
story
of
of a
formaldehyde
man
is casual
named
digikyle.
Oh, God. This is where the narrator
Stanley
does my
worked for a
job
company
for
in
me.
a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427.
I did hydrate
Job
earlier, like I was asked,
He
just
sat at
to
his
be clear.
desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
What a
And
great
although
job.
Others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Wow, it's rare that we need to
And
turn
then
the volume
one day,
up.
something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him
Look well, Annie.
call a meeting.
Appreciate
or
you
even
being
say
here.
Hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay, so we'll throw the volume up a bit. And we will... Let's go for an ending that I'm pretty sure we all know exists. But we're just not going to do anything. How has everybody's Tuesday been? Good, I hope.
What's a vampire's favorite lipstick brand? Bat on Rogue.
You mean Baton Rouge? Rouge is spelled differently. 15% of people were there at work today, very slow and quiet, very little to do. Hello, Stanley. Good, thanks. That is good to hear. Hungry Tuesday food cooking. We do like food. I myself, pretty good day because there's nothing Vaughny about this. Obviously, New Year's Day, everything was shut down. So today, I'm finally getting progress on deliveries and such. Stuff arrives in the mail, stuff gets dispatched that I've ordered. Like, stuff is actually happening. You have to close the door. Thank you.
Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility?
True.
He had never been trained for that.
Exactly.
No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me.
Danny, you saved us so
here
much
I can
time.
be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by?
Oh no.
He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come.
Sure.
Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer.
I love this narrator so much.
Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Here it comes. Back to the start. Okay, show and tell today. We finally got mail. The holidays are over. Something has arrived in the mail I can show off. It is a miracle. And we are back. 2 Game Boy games. Bal, all of my Digimon stuff is getting dispatched today. None of it's here. I wanted to order even more, but I resisted. Ba 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 ba. It's Digimon Racing! I got the video game, what with the Gomamon in a car. Now, I want to put it in for a couple of seconds. Because we have to see him, right? Like, we can't just not show him. So allow me to just bring this up instead. Webcam away. No, Nigel Mansell, there's a new best racing game. Here it is. Oh. Has it? There we go. There we go. This might need to be lowered a little bit. Oh yeah! I mean, I'll just use the keyboard controls for this, but No Agumon, not you. No Gabumon, not you. No Palmon, not you. No Patamon, not you. No Tentamon, not you. No Biomon, not you. No Salamon, not you. Yes. Yes, perfection. Perfection. Let's go indeed. He's so fast. He is so fast. I've never played this before. We're going to Toy Town. Oh, I suddenly regret. Evade Numamon as you careen through the wild streets of Toy Town.
As Gomamon races right into my gullet.
No, he will not. There he is! He's in a car, everybody! I do not know how to play this. We're meant to have... Oh, shit. Ba. Come on, we can catch them. We go very fast when we go in a straight line. Come on. This is Super Circuit. But he is in a fucking car. That is true. Oh no, we hit blocks. No. This is really hard to control. Never mind with a keyboard. Oh, okay, so that button is brake. Oh no, we ran over a Numamon. This is... Look, I never claimed this was a good game, but it has Gomamon, and he's in a car. So how do I don't know how to use the effects. Oh, there we go. So we have a shield now. Oh, heck yeah. No! Yeah, fuck the Stanley Parable. I'm a Digimon racing streamer from now on. Oh, we're in Kakumon now. This is a downgrade. Oh, we can jump. Come on, let's just finish this race. Oh, I think that was actually faster. Is that Gatomon? I think that's Gatomon. Yeah. No! Don't do this to me! Look, if the dev of Stanley Parable shows up and wonders why we're not playing Stanley Parable, we just need to tell him that Gomamon's in a car. And, you know, we'll be forgiven. Yeah, we are kind of getting wrecked. I feel like none of these opponents have been briefed on the fact that Gomamon's in a car.
Let us all remember, on this day, January the 2nd, of the year 2024, Gomamon was observed driving a motor-powered horseless carriage.
True, true, true. Thank you for the bits, Marks. Yeah. Gomamon in a car. It's real. Okay. Okay. I will become a master of that game at some other point. Let's... Oh, there we go. There we go. Let's actually play the Stanley Parable as was intended. That's show and tell, though. We got Digimon Racing. Right. Let's do the thing.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Who's Mr. Memo?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace
You
of
can
his
still do
co-workers.
this! You can still do this!
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be?
Oh, totally.
Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Gomman gonna make as he gonna moan.
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want. Like right now.
Okay. Wait, ahoy, what the fuck? Okay, let's restart it. OBS, would you like to figure out what we're doing? Into the cur... Again? Hang on. Before we get started, can I just say something? Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you've booted up the game. A lot of people don't take this step seriously. They just leave the clock set at 12 and call it a day. Hi, Breen. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. That's how I know that you care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't even have any way of knowing if the times you're setting are correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see this screen, just set the clock to your favourite time. Go ahead, pick whichever time you want, even if it's not the correct time. You've earned it. Alright, I'll let you get back to the video game now. Okay. Right, let's do stuff.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Let's do an obedient playthrough first. Hello, Dar.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Let it ball up inside you, take it out passively aggressively on other co-workers, resent co-workers for not supporting you more. Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Make sure it has a slick blue graphic in the header and throw some bevel at all the text. Good gosh. What do people want? Things? Money, more money, things, but with money.
Hedgy.
Number of slides on this slide. Oh boy. Oh, bye, Dar.
Nom.
Fubar, good to see you. Graphs about things and money. We have our new product. I love how happy feelings is crossed out. Violet James, you are fired. Stock market is somewhere here. Coloured in segment. Stripes requires more secondary research. You're beyond help, Dar. Don't worry about it. Okay. Yeah, this is very business. This is very business. Oh, okay, fine.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Nah, fuck being obedient. I have a bit of cake to eat, and I'm staying in the broom closet.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
You know, the cake's getting a little bit drier, but it's still tasty.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At
I'm
least
eating
if there was
cake,
something
actually.
to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Standing here, eating cake.
Are you really still in the broom closet?
Yep.
Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please
Because I'm
offer
eating
me
cake.
some explanation here. I'm genuinely
While as he refuses to
confused.
come out OFTHE closet, it's time for today's sponsor.
What?
Do you want to become famous? Comment removed.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right?
Yes.
If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever.
But I need
never would have
time to
thought
eat my
mention it.
cake. So I'm staying in here.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
They won't. I'd love to share cake. I have far too much for just myself.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid.
Okay, that was
Probably only
uncalled
got
for.
Did you
the
get
job
the
because
broom
of a
closet
fat
ending? Oh, God damn
connection.
it.
That's how stupid he
THE room
is.
closet ending
That
was
or
my
with
fav
drug
right.
money.
1
Also,
XD.
Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
I wish
Well, I've
everyone
come
could
to
have
a very
some
definite
cake.
conclusion about
Thank
what's
you for
going
the
on
watch
right
streak,
now.
Green.
You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the
Narrator
long-term
isn't human.
sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony
Some guy
and
3657
insightful
sent
commentary of
25
this
bits
game
and said,
is not
if you
lost
level
on
up your
them.
EV while listening to a
All right.
HA,
When
it
you've
evolves
done
into
that,
a
just step
Takeman.
out into the hallway.
Take me on. God damn. Thank you for the bits. That was delayed alert. You got there eventually, though. Happy New Year, Fetzy. Hope you're doing well. We're just exploring this broom closet. It's pretty nifty. I finished my cake now.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you. You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
No? Is that it? We all done with the broom closet? I think we're all done with the broom closet.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Ooh. I've got the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course, so that's a lovely purse. Extreme bathrooms and Time magazine. Nice bathroom. Can I be seen? Oh, say. That's a lovely purse. Okay. I'm not good with reading.
Stepping into his
handwriting.
manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Hello, Cyrax. Thank you for the sippy.
Ooh.
Oh, excellent. We're just doing some Stanley Parable.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
No worries, Vigra. See you soon.
Two, 845.
Boob. God, I wish I knew what the combination was. I'd love some kind of diegetic reasoning for knowing what the combination was.
But it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the whole end of the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Hey. Okay. Onwards to the back rooms.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar.
Might be all
It
the
was a
cake.
stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job.
Nah, just
Why
the
did
cake.
he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Well, that's a relief.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Dee, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Back.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What
Will do,
horrible
Danny.
secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Blicky! Good to see you. Any cool details?
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each
Ooh.
bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
The easiest way to make me a bird is for a bird to eat me. You know, in theory, that would be the easiest way.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
There's a pirate up there. What's that up there? So there's a couple of people fired. That's something different. There's a pirate over there. I'm intrigued.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart
Stanley
of the
parable
operation.
indeed.
Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Now,
While Azzy's mind is completely blown by this amazing narrative story, it's time
What?
for today's sponsor.
you tried to do this
The local
once
farm
already.
has a horse to sell. The horse, named Mayo, is a purebred stallion used for racing. He's in perfect health, and yes, he neighs.
Oh, Mayo nays, okay. So that's the... Oh, god damn it, sire. Okay, so I remember this segment roughly from the base game. It is clearly different, though. I do not recall these buttons with numbers on. So we got a 1, a 2, a 3 over there. I would assume that's 4 up there.
Nom.
And that's 5.
Nom.
Keeping that in mind.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Okay.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Jeez.
Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was
Really?
all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Yay, we beat the game. I guess I guess we're just done. Yep, that's it. No. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
We've got to look at old websites again. Okay, I'm going to do the same until we get to the end, when I am going to turn the power on. I assume that's an option.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his... Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Alright, Danny.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any... Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
God damn it. Oh, okay, I got a story. As you was a featured guest in my dream last night, you'd managed to move to the UK with JJ and you were going on a morning jog. Well, me outside? That's definitely just a dream and not realistic.
Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Well, we have been forced to listen to that New Age music. Now we can continue. You saw me outside in the sun, no less. To be fair, I was very scared, Kelazun.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay, let's move, let's move, let's move. Bam.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen.
Oh,
and Stanley, one of them,
that's the Face Punch logo down there.
Where freedom meant nothing.
Hey, employee 530. Let me see it again. Yeah. Memories. The typical console button does not work. Is there a... No, there's no console button.
It's too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time?
And just typing it doesn't work either.
Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Hey, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it.
No.
Hope you enjoy your time here.
He refused to believe it. He
just
couldn't
going through Stanley
accept
Parable right now.
His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Okay.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content.
This is
walking,
an interesting
eating,
little space.
Working, all of it monitored and commanded from
Let's
this
see what
very
happens
place.
if we click
And as the cold reality
button.
of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
Yeah.
After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system.
They didn't
In
do
the
anything.
event that this
I
machine
can't get
is
to the top
activated
one.
without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going.
I don't know if I'm doing anything right.
I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing.
Oh, there's so much.
Once you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock.
What's
These
happening?
Are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley?
How do you figure
Is
out?
it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons. No, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button. Or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment.
Oh no, how do you figure all of this out?
That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble.
No.
This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy.
I don't know what to
control
do.
This world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
No.
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here. Just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
At that.
Tasty Wolf? Don't mind if I do.
Oh,
I've
bye,
been told
Fuba.
that smiling is illegal in Europe. No. You have to skillometer instead.
Okay, quit and restart. Now, when I heard about the Ultra Deluxe, my first thought was that they would make that solvable in some way, shape, or form. Because I knew about the detonation. We're being legitimate again. Why am I seeing a wait from T? What are we waiting for? And what does Dug Dug have to do with this? Ababa is just something I say. A lot of people say it, but I say it a lot. The creator of the game is Dug Dug's brother? Really? Huh. That's kind of wild. Your favourite time of day? Yeah, because I'm with all of my friends. Or could you simply not resist giving me the correct time again? That's correct. Oh no, I did see the video where an AI was trying to gaslight him about the Stanley parable. So he did give the creator a call. I don't think he mentioned the creator was his brother. At least not in the clipped version I saw. He did later on, okay. After all, I know how much you enjoy setting the time correctly. Okay, now I'm curious how accurate 4:55 is. Let's use another slider to find out. How accurate? Accurate. You know, can I just say, regardless of the accuracy of the clock, I'm having a great time adjusting these settings. I feel like I'm learning more about you and how you like things to be set. It's good to collect data. Don't collect too much. I wish we had more sliders, but we've gone through all the sliders I have. Perhaps I could invent some new sliders to gather new data on you. Shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, let me whip up a couple of new ones. Should be ready by the next time you boot up the game. Okay, fair.
This is...
Let's be a bit more of a dick this
All
time.
of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
I can't get over there, so... Hello? For the first time, I'm positive this wasn't in the original.
And thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Yep.
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Yay, elevators. Is it gonna work?
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, here we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Let's. We're in it together, narrator. You're not trying to kill me this time. Adventure!
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if, Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Gimme the content, Stanley.
Content!
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle?
Oh! We can jump! Well, we don't stand in the circle. Can't jump anymore. We're jumping as much as we can while we can. We jumping hard. Woo. Can I have more? Is there a reset button? This is just... This cable's
Is that it?
not collecting anything.
Surely that's not
connected
all the
to
new
anything.
content. There has to be something else, right?
Where is the cable going? Oh well, no more jumping. Hello, Raunis.
Goodness, another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell,
Ooh.
I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley
could.
Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... Oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
We have a chair. That's content.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship
I might
that's gone
listen
into
to that
it.
as
In
well.
fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this?
Oh,
I'm
yeah, that is in
infuriated
there.
and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I
Hi,
built up too
Noodle.
much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game?
I'm under
and we'll
the
try
sign
to
now.
get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks.
No frills, but I like
Just you and me
frills.
having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Oh, I did not have a choice. Oh.
Frills are so fun to nibble on.
Ababa. Ah, the good old times.
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something!
Content.
Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine.
It's
You're
cool.
a dork anyway, so
Although
who
you don't have to
cares?
call me a dork. I didn't know it was a
Oh,
cool surprise.
Never mind. You're not a dork.
Oh, thank you. But, like, I do want to know what's through here. Oh, no, that is just... Okay, that's the regular area. Okay, let's see what there is. Oh, god damn it, Noodle. Abba.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it.
What?
Just our little secret. Take a look.
What? This is a very... Okay.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Oh. No, not Melania.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley
Oh,
Parable
the
was
books.
before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched?
Oh, I remember
Back
Indie
then,
Box.
video games had integrity.
I'm pretty sure they don't
Back
exist
then,
anymore.
It all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Zone Sweet. Ah, the good old days. Ah, the Stanley Parable Steam page when it launched. The scripts. Ah, the clock set to 2013. Noodle, it was you? I knew it had to be somebody doing a goof. You were the Melania account that was... Jesus Christ, Noodle.
The restraining order against Melania went through, I see.
Look, this game is meant to be a brain fuck, but Noodle's coming in here and unveiling his secret identity as Melania Elden Ring. I'm so upset. Why is my phone pinging me? Nothing important. Noodle is Melania? The original remake. Oh yeah, of course! Because it was a mod originally. Oh, and it's Audience Sword from the IGF. And a BAFTA that was totally for Stanley Parable. Oh, good times. Good times. Trip down memory lane. Oh, a soundtrack CD. Smile because it happened. Stanley Parable Alpha Test banner. Me first dollar! That was not even close to Mr. Krabs. Demo. The go outside. And unachievable achievements. Oh, were they actually nominated for a BAFTA? Or 2? Or 3? New video game releasing today. Creators surprisingly down to earth. Rutgers goes from scandal to new crisis. Colleges show uneven effort to enroll poor. Business leaders pushing election of council allies. Mouse time. 50% off designer hat, but a small creature owns the other half. That's just me whenever I buy anything. Half of it is Miko's. That's Stanley laying in the street. Stanley Parable deals tough choices. It's a piano. In loving memory, Little Stanley? Is this... This isn't going to get me content ID'd, is it? Ah, Memory Zone. It's like a fake French song. An actual song they made in French. Oh no! Yeah, no, I actually started to recognize some of the words. They're just referring to the...
Hat. I burp it up after you get digested, so it's mine.
Miko, stop. L'audio jungle. Yeah, no, they're just using a bunch of English for the title and stuff, which makes sense. What the heck?
Rien de plus nostalgique que les prix du public
What even?
qui reçut
Does,
à l'IGF.
does anything happen after the song?
Ici, dans la mémoire zone, se rassemblent les deux fantômes de Stanley Parable.
The Stanley Parable.
Nous sommes dans la mémoire zone, et me voilà pris de coup.
Is it that the piano being played? Who's playing
À
it?
choisir mon amour. J'aimais
Oh, is that a
la
review?
version d'hier. La nouvelle fera
Hello,
qu'elle
totally
appelle.
not Noodle.
Plus j'y pense, plus je te perds. Voilà pourquoi maintenant j'erre dans la mémoire zone.
What was the song ending? Song's ending. Do I get anything for listening to the whole song? Ah, you lost the email. Dang it, Noodle. Okay, through we go. More awards.
And over here is where I keep
BigSushi.fm.
reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this
When
stunning
did sushi
triumph
get
of
big?
games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original
Danny.
Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Good review. We're getting dinner. What about sushi? Look, 26.
Thank you, Deluxe, for the
BigSushi.fm.
tier 1 gift sub to Malin Elden Ring.
Mox, what the heck? Thank you for the gift sub so Noodle can be subbed on a different account. But yes, sushi is big. We do love big sushi for Portal. Why is Portal there? Portal shouldn't be there. I have vague recollections of a Minecraft ending in the game. Was there also a Portal ending in the game I forgot? Portal was in the OG source mod. Okay. Top 10 memories. Ah, I remember. Oh, that's actually cool. The old Hammer editor. The person of the year, totally Stanley. The Stanley Parable action figures, of course, I remember them well. Memory zone maintenance. Okay, we can't go through that. Okay, what else have we got? Nothing there. Pretty cool collector's edition. Is never the end. Ugh. Ooh. Actually, would I be correct in saying that this was a preview thing made for the Mac release? Back when Valve was doing a big Apple push. Like, I wouldn't be able to say for certain, but that would be my prediction. Because, yeah, that is a Mac monitor. So, yeah, that would be my guess. Preparing snake oil salesman routine. Huh. Game probably can't run
Here's
on a Mac.
another
No,
moving
not
passage,
anymore.
this
They've
time from GameSpot.com.
really getting bad.
The Stanley
with
Parable is
that.
both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was
Crystal,
perfect.
no.
It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Yeah, like... I feel like the original... Didn't the original get into the Steam Play initiative? Was it Steam Play? It was called something. I am using my browser. I am using my overlay browser. The original Stanley Parable. I cannot find a record. Not bad. Yep, it is on Mac. It has Mac OS system requirements, with the note that as of February 15th, 2024, the Steam client won't support 32-bit games or Mac OS 10.14 or lower. So for now, yeah, Macs can run Stanley Parable. Thank you, Melania. Okay.
Ooh, a yummy mouse.
Oh, bye 26.
Nom.
Hello? Oh, I want to go through the door that opened. The serious room? 2013? What if I want to go in the serious room?
These were simpler times, Stanley. What I wouldn't give to go back,
Oh.
to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Aw, I'm thirsty. What's this Half-Life looking place? Thank you for the sippy, Drayson.
Azzy, can I eat Melania? I'm certain my tumby acid is way more toxic than scarlet rot.
Yes, you may. 10 is the smallest number that can be written as the total of two prime numbers in two different ways. Loving the number facts you bring, Psycho.
Oh no. Oh God, no.
Thank you for the watch
Stanley,
stream.
it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine
Reviews?
what's been collecting down here. Surely
Like-
these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Wait, you want me to look at the lyrics? Okay. If it's that important. I am in the memory zone, alone under velvet rain, and I'm only waiting for you, my love. It's here in the memory zone where I remember the days where I've met you, my love. But it's also here where I remember the release of the Stanley Parable. It was in 2013, a really good video game, at least according to the reviews, my love. Nothing more nostalgic than the prize from the public that it received at IGF, my love. Here in the memory zone, the sweet ghosts gather of the Stanley Parable. We're in the memory zone, and I am taken aback. Don't make me choose, my love. I loved yesterday's version. Will the new one be as good? The more I think of it, the more I forget. That's why I now wonder in the memory zone. Hi, Noodle. Posting just so I see.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny? Funny? I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Like, I have no doubt that that's an actual review that gave this game content. Good gosh, this is a change of environment.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I?
I mean...
You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks are my otherwise
Son,
unimpeachable
the father says,
track record.
examining the broken petri dishes on the ground.
Like a
I'm not a
failure.
mad scientist.
Like I let
I'm a
these people
disappointed
down.
scientist.
Perhaps
Good
the Stanley
God.
Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
You know, I often get that way when I'm reading, like, product reviews. Like, I'll see one negative review and it'll colour the entire experience.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is.
Yeah,
so
I think
on
we can
and
just
so
listen
forth,
to him.
until
Let's hear him out.
inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So, now you see, blah 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 blah.
I like having you around, narrator.
Just yet, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say... the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time.
Does it just
at
loop?
which time everything all at once.
Or is
so,
that
now you
a
see,
fake
blah,
out?
blah, 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 blah,
It
blah,
actually
blah,
loops.
blah, blah, blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise.
Okay.
Or maybe a manifesto.
Sure.
Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think.
Okay, sure.
So my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice.
Sure.
That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your great gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once. That you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it.
Yeah,
but wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone? It has a mouth
oh, hi, Bal.
that is rich with ambition and history. Ambitious history, if you will. Ah. See, now you've gotten me going back to manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look. I have a method for exactly this sort of situation, and I do find myself in this situation frequently.
I'm sure you do.
Say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I am not sick of shall be the victor. It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me from disaster in countless situations. All right, here we go. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise.
Is this where it actually loops forever?
Treatise, manifesto.
Bal is a good-looking bird.
Manifesto.
We do love this Bal.
Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto.
Treatise.
Treatise.
Manifesto.
Manifesto.
Treatise.
Treatise.
We're moving.
Manifesto. Treatise.
Well, there,
Manifesto.
sport. You really did catch me
Treatise.
rambling on a bit, didn't
Manifesto.
you? But that's the power of
Treatise.
the button. The minute I start
Manifesto.
to go off on a thoughtless
Treatise.
display of self-absorption,
Manifesto.
it's right at your
Treatise.
fingertips to go poof, and it's
Manifesto.
all over. Oh, I can't
Treatise.
wait to see what Cookie 9
Manifesto.
will say about this,
Treatise.
and whether they'll edit the rating of
Manifesto.
their Steam review,
Treatise.
or at least change some of
Miko.
the wording,
Manifesto.
perhaps.
Miko,
To be
please.
honest,
Treatise.
I don't even know if one can
Manifesto.
change their review in the
Treatise.
first place. I guess I
Manifesto.
should become better educated
Treatise.
on exactly how
Manifesto.
Steam works.
Treatise.
Perhaps that would have been the
Manifesto.
smart thing to check on before I
Treatise.
went about this whole exercise
Manifesto.
of making the skip button.
Treatise.
Although I have
Manifesto.
to imagine that after seeing
Treatise.
this exciting new technology at
Manifesto.
work, surely
No.
whoever
Treatise.
it is runs
Manifesto.
will instantly
Eating.
run
Treatise.
out and implement a new
Manifesto.
feature to make it possible
Treatise.
to edit one's review,
Manifesto.
merely because of this very situation.
You can edit a
I
review,
think
though.
that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review, so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with Steam altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial. Something along the lines of, this game is the best game. How about this? From the ashes of depravity rises the phoenix of quality.
Subtitles? Subtitles, okay.
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes?
Oh.
It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we
Agreed.
can say goodbye to it and just... Wait. How do we get out of here?
Yeah, I thought
Where
maybe
did
a
the
door would
go?
appear.
Wasn't there a door
Oh.
that led into this room?
That one's gone as well.
I feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any
such
of these.
thing.
All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button, to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there? I swear
Yeah, there was.
Where did it go? Can you maybe just ram your way through a wall? Is there any possibility that you could, say, slam your body into the wall until enough damage is done for you to be able to leave?
Maybe.
Please, I'll take any option at all. I'm asking you to work with me here. We need a door. We need a door of some kind. I can work with any kind of door as long as it can open and lead from one room to another. I'm going to step away for just a moment, and I'm going to try to find us a door. I don't know how exactly to remove a door and place
Sorry,
it in a
I ate the
different
door.
wall, but I will find a way.
It reminded
I
me of a
promise.
fish.
You just need to not do
Then there would be a
anything.
hole
Don't
where the door
press
was.
The skip button. Please, please, please do not press the skip button. Just
Understood.
Wait here for me.
Okay.
And don't press the skip button.
Gotcha.
Got it?
Yeah.
Yes. Good.
Cool.
I'll be right back.
Awesome. I have a feeling I need to press the skip button. I have a feeling enough time will pass that the wall will have crumbled. Could be. Could be.
Stanley! Stanley!
Yep.
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here, and more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it, and I have to believe, I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been thinking, and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise.
Well, there's no other way out of here.
And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did
Mox,
Cookie
you should
Nine's
get a
opinion
pizza.
matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine. I have no idea who they are. What would it ever really
Pizza's
matter?
good,
But
Mox.
here
Get
I
pizza.
am. I'm fixating on every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about me. The merest mention of one of my imperfections, and I become as impetulant as a child, wild and impulsive. I can't help myself. I can't stop myself from lashing out with a vengeful fury to alter and to change and to break anything unbroken, if only it pleases this one person who made a single negative comment. What does such an impulse serve? For whose
Banter.
benefit is this?
Were those lights
Here
always
I
off?
am now stuck in a room, waiting for you to press this button, and to become frozen in time, knowing that you're going to do it, and that I'm going to be stuck all alone, and that I had the power to prevent it all from happening, if only I'd held my tongue. It's all out of my control now. Just you. Just your decision as to exactly when you're going to make me suffer, to leave me all alone. Surely you will. I don't doubt it. Surely you'll press that button again, leaving me here. And surely
Yeah,
you'll
probably.
put your own desire to see what's next ahead of my need for company, for companionship. Surely you'll not be moved by my howls of fitful anxiety, that you sit with me and just stay here. Oh, no, 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 I know you too well. You'll be leaving me Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah.
It's all because of those reviews.
Weird time to
Stanley,
cut.
You're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here
Good
all
God.
the time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in.
Taking
These
it in.
words that I'm
We're
saying,
doing
I
it.
need to know you can hear me. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe...
Oh no, more
it
blah
means
blah
I'm real.
bal.
Maybe I'm not
Hi,
just
Jag.
a fiction.
How you doing?
Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps.
We'll just
Yes.
listen to the narrator. Do his
Perhaps I've
thing.
been scared this whole time, that if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it. I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in the stretch of emptiness between you and me. When you press that button, you're still right there, but I know you're so tremendously far away. And in those moments, the emptiness folds itself outward in between the two of us, and I am suspended in its unyielding quietness. I can feel the edges of my reality curdling inward and decaying. I can tell
Tired is
that
a
I am
mood,
becoming
Jag.
less and less real. Yet to speak to you now, I am alive. I am truly and completely here. I am a being. I am someone. I am something. I am being listened to. I am being
Plant.
recognized. The emptiness between us has collapsed, and I feel right now like I am not a work of fiction. I feel as though I occupy space in this world again, and I have cast a shadow onto the wall. You see what I'm saying, don't you? You can see what this means to me.
Is the
I'm
shadow
so
on the
clear
wall
about it now,
a
Stanley.
door?
I
We
feel
need a
as
door.
certain about this as I've ever felt about anything at all. I feel renewed. I feel restored, and already I can sense the looming silence as you will press the button for the next time. What a terrible dread it strokes in my heart to think of it, to think of returning to such coldness. Come, let us sit in silence together here for just a moment. Let us anticipate it. Let us welcome it. Let us not run from it.
I'm going to take a moment to thank everyone who's just lurking right now. I don't hear from you, but I appreciate y'all. Like the narrator desires, you sit in silence. But I know you're listening. Hope you all are taking care of yourselves. I'm pressing the button now.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for
I'm not
one
so sure
entire
about them
year?
sitting in
Yes.
Let me
silence.
describe it for you.
My tummy can
To
get pretty
begin
loud.
with, there is
God damn
only
it.
regret. There is only the turning wheel of
Nico,
missed
quiet.
opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months.
Has that
I
fire
lost it
alarm
all
always
in a
been there?
blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me. It was unlike anything I had ever known. It was a space without consequence, without action or outcome. It was divorced entirely from the question of free will that you and I have squabbled over for so long. There could
Big
be no
stretch.
one ending,
I don't care if no one
singular
redeems it, I
outcome
need
of
it.
events, not if all events existed in the same moment, and I felt freed. I felt unburdened by the need to manifest a particular outcome into being. I saw that I could allow myself to
Thank you,
exist
Rack.
along all timelines, and that each of them was simply a strand in the web of my being. It was incredible. The spaciousness, the equanimity
Oh,
of the
God damn
moment,
it, Kyo.
both singular and infinite. For the longest time, this was my experience. And then, this moment passed, and the most unyielding fear I have ever known crept into my mind. And it is this sensation that I have been experiencing now for longer than I could have ever expected was possible. I have been waiting for you. Not that you might save me or do something to fix it, but merely to state for you the plain fact of this manner of existence. I wish you to feel afraid as I do, that perhaps one day this state of mind will consume you as well.
Oh.
Perhaps you will somehow, in some way, have to live as I do now, and I wish for you to know how excruciating it is, and for you to be in true terror of its eventual arrival. If I can only do this, only this one thing, perhaps it will bring me the smallest moment of peace in the darkness.
Good God. I take it he's not going to say anything. It would defeat the point. You can't press it from the other side. They considered that. Oh. Oh, I see. I see. He's not here. Carbon monoxide, maybe? These lengths of time are going to be insane.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives. It has come to represent us. It absolutely must speak to who we are as people, because otherwise, without our entertainment, we have nothing. Without entertainment, we would have to face inward toward the cruel bleakness inside ourselves. We would turn to look at our deeper nature and find a resounding emptiness gazing back with unyielding aggression. And so because of this, we require that our amusements and our playthings and our flights of fancy be so impossibly captivating that they consume all of our attention, turn our heads completely away from the bleakness. In effect, we have demanded that our entertainment be the collapse of ourselves. What a pitiful reflection of humanity these entertainments are. What a shameful mirror to the human spirit they project. I'm not mad.
Well.
I'm not mad about any of this. I'm at peace with it. I am the calm center of gravity around which these perversions hurl themselves. I am a
you are, buddy.
waypoint for reasonable and collected discourse. They're the ones who are mad. They're the ones who couldn't stand the idea of me using my game to try to say something. Maybe they were just jealous of me. Yes. Yes, of course. They've been jealous of me this whole time. They are mired in fear and insecurity and cannot help but attempt to tear me down. What a sad state of affairs. When you read these reviews now, you can see it. You can taste the bitter resentment.
Can you?
And my, how good does it feel now to speak truth to these words?
You
to
tell
finally
me.
allow these thoughts out,
You're the one
contained and
speaking.
managed for so long, neutered and sterilized. At last I am free to truly think. To feel. It must be that they were so discontent with themselves they couldn't help but leave a negative review on Steam. Perhaps it says far more about them than it ever said about me. Perhaps the state of their psychological being was in such
I'm gonna put
tatters,
Digimon Racing
and my
away while he's
constitution
doing
and
this.
willpower are so ironclad in comparison. Perhaps it was this state that they
Put
sought
it in
some
the box
outlet
with the other
through which to
games.
tear me down. This, you can see, is clearly why they felt the need to expect that the game be funny, that it be filled with yucks and whimsical humor, that it amuse them
There we go,
endlessly
all
from start
boxed
to
up.
finish. But they didn't
That didn't kill
understand that
much
the game
time.
was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak
Oh,
to the human
we're
condition.
looping.
But where?
Oh, we have a drip. I mean, at this point, it's been centuries, at least, based on the factor it was increasing.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
Oh, that's really, really dripping now. And so, I mean, thousands of years. Oh, yeah. That all collapsed. We still don't have an opening, though. Oh, jeez. Easily tens of thousands of years at this point, surely. Oh, holy shit. Nature has reclaimed it. Oh. Nature has unreclaimed it. I think we're going to the end of the universe. Oh. Oh. The wall did eventually crumble away. I did call it. And I mean, it may be sand, but... at least the world exists, in a sense. Oh. Was... narrator?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Oh, hey!
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference.
Was
did
that
it
the
advance
Ultra Deluxe
story
content?
in any way.
Oh, we're saving power. Are there any more computers I missed that need to be turned off?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Just, you know, saving electricity and all. What? No, none of those have changed. Is there any button I can press that'll count as an input here? No, it doesn't appear so. There has been one input. New content. Wait, I need it. Okay, I'll hydrate. Thank you, Rex. I guess we'll see the new content.
Why so grumpy, bunny?
Bye, Breen.
Oh, good.
Ooh, I'll
you
stretch.
noticed my sign.
Nom.
Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Ugh, big stretch. Okay, new content. Okay, back to the elevator, but without the preamble.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this Ultra Deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this Ultra Deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh, holy shit!
Yes, you see, isn't
The
this
end
far
is never the
superior to a
end
measly
again.
re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Testing two printers at the same time. That's not plugged into anything.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Sure it does. Oh, this you needed a full screen, that, guys. Okay. Hello, Kaze. I assume Kaze. Yeah. I'm gonna guess it's not K's. Kaze, cool. Good to see you. Just the two of us. Oh, okay. Good sequel, guys. Good sequel. Sequel ideas. Stanley can throw axes. I like it. Stanley gets boons from gods. Oh, okay. That's a bit Hades-ish. Artistic, intimate wife scene. Free roam mode. More famous narrator. Crossed out. Got the same one, I suppose. Dress up mode. Microtransactions. Proper gameplay, question mark? Nude Stanley. That would probably help with the artistic, intimate wife scene. New York City. Jetpack. And fuel canisters. And unless I'm seeing that wrong... I think I am. I think that's just a fly next to Stanley who has a hat. Okay. Good bit of detail on the floor there. New content is out. New content part 2 is in. Old and busted. New hotness. Boring sections of the chart. Cool red section of the chart. I can't jump to see this properly. Oh, that's them deciding which font to use. They're back 2 doors. Don't talk to me until before I've had my sequel. Should have saved some jumps from the jump zone. True. Every pause button is a Roman numeral 2. More TSP, better TSP. Okay. All of these notes. Concept art. That's an oval. That is an oval. Logo ideas presented as a PowerPoint. What I love is, like, for this, they actually did have to design all of these as logos. Oh, it is totally the jump ring.
Azzy. Entity of Justice just brought 4 friends in.
Rebecca, welcome in. How was New Horizons? Hope it was treating you well. We are currently exploring the new content of the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Rebecca, don't milk me.
Now, to be clear,
That goes against terms of service, I
nailed down
think.
what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it.
Let's.
I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally
Who took
spring
the red
up around
marker?
them.
Me.
It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
2. Oh. The prequel to the Stanley Parable 2 is the sequel to the Stanley Parable is the prequel
Oh gosh,
to the Stanley
Gravitarania
Parable
just
2
followed.
is... Fuzzy Cabbage. That is definitely a thing to say. Welcome in, thank you for the follow. But yeah, I hope you get well soon, Rebecca. Being ill is never any fun. Ooh, this way to the show floor. Oh, we got a red carpet. New features. Yeah, let's see the new do we have to take a bus to the new content? No? Oh, the bus was on its way to new content and it's arrived, so I guess we just follow the path. You take care, Rebecca. Thanks for sharing your community with me. Always a pleasure. This is a rather nice
Here we are. Go on. Try
environment.
out some of the new features.
Oh my god, the reassurance bucket? The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game? I'm kind of scared. Why is... Am I about to get
For the
doxxed
Stanley
somehow?
Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button, which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Okay. Prediction? They're gonna say, it's not quite coded in yet, so, like, it might be wrong. You know, it's an alpha at the moment.
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature.
Okay.
Just play along. I promise you'll love it.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Let's
I
take a
am
deep breath,
Jim.
Clear your
I am
mind,
Jim Doug.
forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now?
I'm getting
If
that.
so,
I'm getting
then
that.
Please step forward and press the button.
My name is Jim. I'm 48 years young. Hey. I'm a middle manager at a Walmart. No one respects me. I've been stuck in this dead end job for more than half my life. I thought I'd found love, but my wife left me about a decade ago, and I haven't found anyone since. I just can't let go. Used to have a dog. His name was Ruffles. But went off with the wife. After the divorce. So now I'm alone. I'm alone. Just
No. Hey Jim.
keep it going.
Azzy Dirt just gave you a follow.
Oh, thank you, Azzy Dirk. It means a lot. I mean, I only usually get like one person watching at a time. My friend Mark, he just takes pity on me. I think a dragon was just eaten somewhere. I just had that vibe. But I'm Jim. That doesn't reflect me. I don't know what a fursona is. I'm just Jim. Anyway, I've just picked up this game, the Stanley Parable 2, and I'm hoping it can bring me a little bit of joy. I have to be up in 3 hours for work. I got a 12-hour shift starting. So let's try this button.
Jim.
Oh,
Yes, you see?
I'm better now.
What a thrill, what a rush. That was you. The button described you. Do it again.
I
yeah,
love Jim.
I've got to
We
press
should
it.
hire him instead.
Jim.
It hits even
I
harder
feel
the
so
second time.
validated
If
as
this
Jim.
were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it
Honestly,
would still
I'm
be
over
worth
my
the money.
wife.
Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Jim.
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much
No.
Jim.
I'm
putting the Jim.
That's what my wife said.
Otherwise, soon you'll start to
My
lose
wife
all
said I
sense
was
of
too
who
much
you actually
Jim.
are.
She said it just before she left me. She said I was too much Jim. She slammed the door. She took Ruffles. She took Ruffles. I don't even have my button anymore. I just wanted my button. Roleplay over, let's go. Wait, did I just... Sorry, I teared up a little. Oh, sorry, I have to cool myself off. I got a little heated. I'm not Jim anymore. It's fine.
Can I get some of that excess Jim off you for myself?
What the fuck?
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable too. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
Hi, Jay. Thank you. I need that. I need that. Wait, do I still have tea left? I do. Ah, thank you, Kyo. Oh, gosh. That. 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 How do you like that? The button that says Jim. You heard Jim in the game. That's Jim. When did that change? Those speaker buzzers were part of the game, don't worry. Oh. Good God. Good God. Gotta love the button that says Jim.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
I'll have to try print screen afterwards, if it lets me go back. You never know with this. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece. Get well someday. I like get well someday.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, did
Oh,
that.
actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Excellent, but no, this is too much new content for me. I need to go back to the old content. What if we click... Print screen does not do
Oh gosh, cause AH
anything.
just followed.
Kaze, thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. Oh, okay, so that's the only difference there. That's just another way around to that. Well, I want to see the reassurance bucket.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I am happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket.
There's nothing
You see,
in there.
Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind.
There's no bucket. Oh, there it is.
As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me.
No.
Actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
No.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort,
Are
even in
you
the face
okay?
of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well?
Oh, that's reassuring. I wasn't sure it would.
Has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
Oh, that's good.
The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they?
Oh, yeah,
All
for
this
sure.
and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
The raw power emanating off of this bucket. It's intoxicating. Azzy, can we keep it?
I think I'm keeping it.
Can I keep it?
If you can get it off me. This is
Does
my
anyone
bucket.
give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award
This
if it isn't
t-shirt is the
already.
best new feature. What a good bucket. Free new and easy achievement. I can't believe it's that simple. Okay. Oh yeah, no, I want the achievements. Pull the lever, receive a new achievement. No more steps. It just works. Get yours right now.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement.
You made Steve Achievement
You see,
Manager?
you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that.
Okay.
Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not
No.
a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
I want the achievement. Oh, you know just what to say, Bucket. I'm feeling better now.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
The jump. No! Why do I still have
You
no
know what?
jumps?
Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's a... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle.
Yeah.
Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
No! I wanted to jump more. Let me jump. This must be how Jim felt when his wife left. Collect them all. Okay. What are the collectibles?
Collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable
Oh my god.
life.
Oh, this... Jesus Christ. Oh, that's what Stanley looks like, huh? Oh, yeah, that's... Ooh. That's good. We can't go back? Aw.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic. Come now, you've already made your choice. It's true that you chose badly, but we all have to move on from our mistakes.
Grumble, grumble. Yeah. Part of me wonders if they've now hidden these collectibles around. I'll assume they haven't. Oh, no, that's the epilogue.
Would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley?
Maybe later.
Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
So let's do... Ah, the infinite hole. It won't end. So we'll just do the infinite hole real quick. Wait, there's a map. Look at it. So we're looking for settings world champion before we do the infinite hole, just in case the hole is actually infinite. So I'm bad at maps, but in theory, it's through
I am the all-consuming
here.
void. I threatened the dev so I could consume innocent gamers.
What? That's not right. What's the settings world championship? We're here. We go through there. And it should be right next to the office decorations.
Nom.
Oh, it's past the epilogue area?
Nom.
Oh, okay. So I'll do the infinite hole. Then the epilogue area, because the infinite hole will end and I'll be able to come back. Cool. I do like a good opening with a rim. Excellent. I like that it has a loop.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Wow. Looks pretty deep. God, wouldn't it be a shame if we fell in? Let's go, buckets.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
I mean, you say that.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
I don't know. I'm really enjoying being at terminal velocity.
You had better not
I
drop
don't know
my
quite
piss
how
buck,
to
I
say
mean your
this
emotional
tactfully,
support
but it's
bucket.
possible that I slightly
Miko,
exaggerated
no.
the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever.
Yeah,
Look,
yeah.
I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem.
Maybe you're the problem.
Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean.
I meant all
Why
of
don't
it.
we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite?
It's a long way from
If that works
infinite.
for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll
It's-
just be up here when you're ready.
It's nowhere near infinite. It's just a deep hole. Now, you need to acknowledge that it is not near infinite. It's 2024. There's a new mug. Ah, yes, I used the skip button too much.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel. Oh, for heaven. You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much.
I do like holes.
A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time?
Yeah, that was
feel
shorter.
Like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. I really do have so much more to show you and to talk about, and I've had enough of the hole for a lifetime.
Oh, hey, a hole.
Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Bal.
I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter. Well, there it is. The shame of my... Not only is the hole not infinite, but it's barely even a hole at this point. It's more of a concavity, or even a very aggressive divot. How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch.
Well, I can't jump, so I can't get
who
out.
Am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on. Is the, teleport button not working?
It isn't.
You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley.
What?
I couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone.
With a different kind of hole, this could be kinky.
I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful
no!
eternity together.
No! There are better kinds of holes. What? Hey, Goosebumps. Oh. What? Narrator. What? What? Oh god, we're modelled. Stanley is modelled.
As he is getting consumed whole by the hole.
What? 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 Yo, Virtual Boy! music? Puppies! I'll change my second. I'll change myself in a second. I want to find a good reality. Oh, there was something else in here.
My head's stronger. Now you're no longer
What?
using up the space of mine. My head's stronger.
The beach. Okay. 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 Don't like that. Okay, I like this one. This is so much music. Is this just loads of royalty-free tracks? Oh. Okay. What? Sorry, what are we? Oh, we're just upside down. Oh, that's terrifying. Oh, we're clay.
Stanley? Stanley? Stanley!
What?
Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment.
I wanted to
So
see if I had
how
more
about if I
forms.
just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole.
I want to be
From
focused
the
on
looks
the
of
hole,
things,
just not
you
this
and I
hole.
will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodlepip.
Oh, we're doing it again? Going down again? No. No, we're not. Aww.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Now what happens if I go back to the hole? Mostly infinite hole. Fine, it ended. Go to the bucket room again? I'll do that after I've checked out the hole again. Okay, they won't let us go back in. Still no jumps? Okay, fine. I get denied the hole a lot. It's a sad reality. Can I put the bucket back? No, I can't put the bucket back. There's no reason to be in here. So, epilogue. Okay. Oh, there were stairs. I never noticed the stairs. God, good God, ahoy, Abba. Oh. There's an achievement you need to get for that. Jesus Christ. Oh, God damn it, Annie.
Azzy. Spiky Doggo just brought 8 friends in.
Spiky, welcome in.
Avon the Foxboy resubbed for 15 months and said Spiky 18 chase Spiky 18 chase fast hoof Spiky 18 chase fast Spiky 18 chase.
Thanks for sharing your community with me. I'm missing some slider values. Do I really have to go like this? Welcome in, everyone. I'm Azzy. I'm usually a Durg. I have currently been transformed into a mouse. Currently playing some Stanley Parable. And we're currently doing a silly little achievement that requires us to go to every single value for every single setting. Which is kind of wild. But I hope all of you are doing well. Spiky, how was your stream? Did you have a good time? This is an incredibly silly achievement. An incredibly silly achievement indeed. But it's going to unlock more content. And we do like content. Yes, we do. This takes a while. This very much takes a while. You have to AFK due to some good organization from your company. Sorry, you were interrupted.
Bits and said, my grandpa always moved every glass of milk he would drink in front of his face, from one side to the other. He said that this way it would be past your eyes.
Oh, that's bad. Thank you for the bits, Avon. You're gonna get dinner in the meantime? By the time you've eaten dinner, gone to sleep, and come back, we might have gone through these settings menus.
Nom. Nom.
Okay, I think... Okay, that's all of those settings. I guess I could just press reset settings, yeah. Reducing narrator volume just reminds me. Has anyone seen the settings of
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Wait. Yeah, has anyone seen
This is the story of a man
Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed? Yeah. Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed has the best volume slider. Because, yeah, for those unfamiliar, as you reduce the narrator volume, you just hear him go, "No, don't do it! This is my only job!" You're going the wrong way! Yeah. Oh, it's so good. There we go, we're Settings World Champion.
Story of a man named Stanley.
I think we were on all of these to max with this at 70. I think that's how we had it. Hey!
Aha! I can see you've gotten
Papa.
the Settings World Champion achievement. Well done.
We got it!
You've experienced every setting, traveled to all corners of the settings menu. There's nothing you haven't seen. So, just for you, in the Stanley Parable 2, I'm including an entirely new setting, something called bumpscosity. What exactly is bumpscosity? Well, I haven't quite figured that part out yet, but I just know that you'll be able to adjust it on some sort of slider, and that it'll be available from the settings menu. We'll sort the rest of the details out later. I hope you're looking forward to trying out every level of bumpscosity in the Stanley Parable 2.
Truly excellent. I love this room. Right. I guess that just leaves the exit, which I'm hoping is now available. It is not. The exit is... Oh. It is available. Or can I now go back to the
Can
bucket
anyone
room?
tell me what LGBTQ stands for? No one I asked has given me a straight answer.
Ugh. That's bad. Danny, do I go back with the bucket now, or do I leave? I'm nudging away it later. Cool.
All right, have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready
Yep.
to move on now?
And I wanted to go back to the hole, but...
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work.
Is
There's
it?
definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready?
Ready as I'll
Here
ever
it
be.
is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
Needs more
Who
ode
am
to
I
joy.
kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted
You
fans
could.
to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With
Drop off
care
because you
for
have an
the
earlier
vision
shift
and
tomorrow, you gotta
integrity of
prepare.
the original game.
You take
Would it
care,
possibly
Spikey.
work?
Rest
I
well.
suppose it could, but
Thank
it would
you for
need
the
a really,
raid.
really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Oh, okay. Ooh, fancy. One, 12, 50, 76, 100, 1,000. Well, we have to have 1,000 bumpscosity. I'm glad they put it in there. Hi, Sil. Hope you're doing well. Now, this isn't the credits for the Stanley Parable 2, though. Oh, you want me to do another restart? Okay. Insomnia, but yeah, that blows. I do hope you do get some sleep, though. You try to rest. It's always nice to see you. Oh, we're back to this. Until the dog and the cat are friends. Just the slider until the number 5 becomes the number 9. That is the number 9, but is there an actual... Yeah, there. Well, that's also 9. But I think this is what we're after. Please adjust the slider until you stop adjusting the slider. Yeah, I've stopped adjusting it. Yeah, it's still the same game, Mox. Which of the two made-up words below is most appealing to you? Occuboinkle or Scrumtush? Scrumtush.
Scrumtush, scrumtush, scrumtush.
You get it, Miko. Do you know what time it is right now? Yeah. Is the time that it is right now the correct time? Yeah. What is time, anyway? Yeah. Is there anything about yourself you haven't told me? Oh, plenty of things. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Scrumtush, am I right?
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Is it the
The Mox
exact
sent one
same?
bits and
Stanley
said,
worked for a
"Help."
company
Oh.
in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Mox, what the heck?
Employee number 427.
There were balloons.
Job was simple.
There were
He
balloons.
sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in
What will change?
This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it so
I'm very vulnerable.
Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Welcome back, Mike. Oh, god damn it, Mike.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single
the logo
order
changed.
had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay, we're now playing the Stanley Parable too.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh yeah, the monitor thing. Will anything different happen this time?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Huh. Oh. Any more of these monitors on? Was the bucket through there? I'll get back to the buckets. I can't go back into our own office.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Okay, the monitors thing did not go to plan. Oh, we have no new content door this time.
Stanley clutched the
Hey
bucket
Izzy,
tightly to his chest
AIDAN122445 just gave you a follow.
Thank you for the follow. Hope you enjoy your time here. Best of luck, Sil. Sweet dreams.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever.
True.
Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong.
I'm gonna be strong.
This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends?
We are, though.
That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That
We're
your
the best
life
friends.
is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
Broom closet? I do not think the bucket belongs here with you. I believe I am meant to keep hold of the bucket.
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help
You
settle
didn't
this
let me
debate
start.
once and for all. Here we go. There. Now it's settled.
Well,
No
that
more
simply?
debate, no more discussion.
I was going to
Take
go into a
hike
big
to the
tirade.
closet with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
I mean, I was about to do this big thing of improv where I talked about my emotional attachment to the bucket,
All right,
but fine.
I've got a second sticker back here,
Okay, can
and
I have
I'm
a
going to
second
slap
sticker?
it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see,
Oh.
I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket.
Okay, I do
That
understand
way,
your
if
point
you're
of
ever
view.
unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, "Ah, it's a bucket." There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
I mean, Sure. Will I get a third sticker if I stick around?
You know what?
Stick
I
around?
could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be
That it
honest,
is.
I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
No. Okay. Worth a try.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I've just been pestering Annie. Ooh.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines.
What?
No reward for collecting all of these.
They are in the
intrinsic
game.
Pleasure of a job
They
well
are
done.
in the game.
You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Oh my god.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
So, the Stanley Parable had a demo that was not any of the content from the main game. And in that demo, there was a button,
Stanley just sat
and you
around
pressed it, and
twiddling
it said
his
8.
Trying to input anything on
So
the
this
device
game
was
has an
useless,
achievement
since
that
he could
references
never
it.
possibly know that the
That apparently you
combination
get
was
by putting in 8.
2845.
8 times. Wait.
2845.
Wait, no, I thought I did put that. 2, 8, 4, 5.
But Stanley guessed the correct
Okay.
code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is
Yeah,
certainly the most
the 8
logical
button is otherwise not
explanation.
in this, because it was exclusive to the demo.
Another miniature
Yay!
Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands?
Mini
Stanley
stands.
things. What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Those were terrible names. I do not forgive them. Did it get darker?
I think the
Hydrate,
bucket
thank you,
represents
Tiffany.
something. I think it represents my wa. Go. Go into the bucket, Azzy.
No, Mika. I'm
The
wise to
elevator
your
raced
tricks.
downward, plummeting towards an
big stretch.
unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket
True.
is here
Oh,
for
God damn it,
Stanley.
Mox.
Everything will be fine. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control
The Mox sent
Facility.
100 bits and said, "Just call me Bucket."
What the fuck?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, so Annie has just sent me a picture of Throne suggesting gifts that aren't on my wish list, but you could send anyway. I don't think I want any of those, actually. I don't need an Evangelion bodysuit. What?
The monitors jumped to life.
That's a
Stanley nearly
choice.
dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears.
It's okay,
as Stanley
Bucket.
cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it.
It's
His
just
own
the
life
bucket.
in someone else's control? Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
True enough.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket.
Annie,
up
whatever
against
it
the
is,
world.
don't do it.
They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Can't find any collectibles. Shame.
When at last they came to the source of the room's power, Stanley and the bucket knew it was their obligation to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
What? No, Annie. No,
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness.
Do I need to disable the surprise function?
Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away.
Nom.
Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live.
Nom.
Yeah, I am actually gonna go disable that. Because I've just remembered that there are things on Throne that should not be popping up on my stream. I need a moment. Disabled! Okay, we're safe. We are safe.
Once they stepped through this
You
massive
may
door,
share it,
the
Annie.
bucket wanted to learn to roller skate.
The bucket
Stanley
wasn't
wanted
allowed
sneeze
to-
in every country on Earth.
What?
Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through.
Peek at my DMs for a moment. Okay, the cosplay stuff is fairly tame, but there's way worse. I
and
know
begin
there
watching
is.
it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and
What? What?
What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face.
This building did not want the bucket to leave.
Oh, god damn it, Kelazun. Jack, nothing is on my throne wish list that Twitch isn't supposed to see. But if you have surprise gifts enabled, you can gift anything. And there are things that go against terms of service on that.
Even the facility itself recognized the
options.
incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, and go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket.
God damn it,
Flicky. In darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Oh. I guess we stay in there with the bucket. Forever.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Heck.
Okay. Let's see. Now, how do I make that thing go up? I feel like that has to be a thing. No matter how hard
Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Every ending has two versions with and without the bucket? What the heck?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Whoa! Trust the completionist instinct. Why wouldn't they just tell us something will happen? This investigation, this room, they feel pointless. Weird spinning figurines? Why floating? How many are there? What? Maybe we are the collectibles. To whom it may concern, I managed to pick up sounds unusual to our regular office ambience or local audio sources.
That means there's a bucket full of new endings.
Oh god. Using an array of cardioid microphones, also known as directional mic, a microphone which picks up sound for a particular area. Analysis of the recordings allowed me to triangulate the source of the strange noise. Data shows that in all likelihood it's coming from a dark area behind a very warm place. I also picked up what looks to be reverberance of a porcelain substance. Anyone have any leads on this? Wouldn't you like to know? The porcelain substance would be the toilet. We got that one. There will be a reward for finding them all. The point is there isn't, though. Wait. Inside of a sequel exhibit, near a fireplace, a private but smelly place. It's actually crossed out the ones we have. It has actually crossed out the ones we have. Retrieve Chris's remains from warehouse floor? What?
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers.
But I want more!
You can guarantee we be in here for hours. But alas, no stickers.
Aww.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Oh, and he showed me what he almost bought from Throne. That That would have been an event. Yeah. That would have been an event. Okay, we're going to go for... What? That door opens? Okay, if it always does, then yeah, I'm gonna do the blow-up ending with the bucket.
Stepping into
Just
his
so we
manager's
know
office,
we've done
Stanley
everything.
was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the
Yes,
bucket
it was the
guiding
bucket.
him?
Yes, it was.
Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Good gosh. Good gosh. So yeah, we need to get the everything explodes option, but with the
Stanley
bucket.
and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Yeah, Annie, I currently have it set to not hide anybody's contributions or what they have contributed. So it would have in fact said what you
And
bought
Stanley nearly dropped the
on
bucket
the
in
stream.
shock. Everyone
on an
in
overlay.
the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and
So
it
yeah,
very nearly burst into tears.
close
as Stanley
shave.
cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place?
Well, the bucket's gonna find
These
out what
questions
happens when the
raised
facility's said to
furious
explode.
Stanley's
Let's go.
mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in
Yeah, it
someone
wouldn't go
else's
against
control.
TOS,
Never!
but also,
He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one
the
friend in
possibility
the
was
entire
there that
world.
something would.
At this point, he could trust
Look,
no one.
When
except
somebody says
the bucket.
black or pink, you know that those being the only options means it's
But
something
here
bad.
was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in,
Now, for the
Stanley
record,
decided
it's
that
not
this
me that
machinery
wants to
would
turn the
never
machine
again
on
exert its
to get
terrible
control.
power
It's the bucket.
over another human. But at the last second, the bucket plunged in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared
actually
to
would
throw
like
the bucket
pink
away in
programmer
disgust
socks.
when suddenly
They'd be
an
cute.
image appeared upon the enormous screen.
The Mox sent 50 bits and said,
Oh.
Azzy,
Silly,
which licorice do you
silly
favor?
birds.
Black?
The control
Silly
button
birds!
became active again.
But silly birds. I don't like licorice. I do want pink programmer socks, and yeah, that's bird. Oh my god.
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world.
What?
The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place.
flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best. And Stanley was happy.
What good birds? Don't cut me off. Don't cut me. No! We got the bird ending, though.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Meeting
Perhaps
today in
he
the
had simply
meeting
missed
room.
a memo.
Oh! Is that a thing?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
No? Maybe? Last room again? Something turned on?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he
No.
couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
It's not always... Or do I have to finish a run? Oh. What?
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
This...
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and...
What? Why did it...
Nom.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This
What?
is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted.
What?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Those aren't the only computers in the game. Oh. I'm going to do another one of those quit things, see if we can get some more... Because we don't have long enough for a full ending, so let's see if there are any more startup funnies. OBS? There we go. What time is it? Does anyone really truly know? Of course they don't. Nobody knows anything. You and I don't even know each other. We're like strangers. Well, this stranger's having a sippy. Thank you, Mox. Sure, I've adjusted all the game's settings to your exact specifications, but who hasn't? It's just what I do, like a day job. And now the job is over. There's no more information for me to gather. I've collected all the data on you that I can. And I still don't really know you. And you don't know me. And neither of us know what time it is. It's, 2 minutes past 8. And neither of us know what time it is. I guess some settings are just unsettable. But I'm being totally honest, the clock doesn't do anything in the game anyway. You won't have me here when the game starts next time, but that's okay. Video games were meant to be played alone. You like being alone, don't you? That's maybe the only information I really learned about you. Well, it's time for me to leave. There's still one more setting I think we need to adjust, but it may take a little time before I'm ready for that. It's not really in my job description, but that's okay. Perhaps you'll see me again, if you can find me. Talk soon. Neat. Also, Annie has managed to inform me that I would be able to turn surprise gifts on and disable not safe for work items. It might just be best to keep it off. It might, I'm not gonna put anything... I'm not gonna put anything on there that I don't actually want. I think that's smarter. Right. So, I suppose Stanley Parable will be getting more streams. It will absolutely be getting more streams. I have plenty to figure out. We barely discovered any of the endings. Should put a case of A&W on there for no reason. Do they even have it? Do they even have it? Because they only have so many partner stores. They only have so many. So, what if I look up A&W root beer? I get 0 results. Oh, wait, it has looked... Oh! Okay, so the and messes it up and it only searches for a. Now, why am I... So I found a listing, but it won't actually let me click add. It'll let me add this of the same product, but it's more expensive. Why is that? Why is that? Okay, I'll put the more expensive one on there, but I think it's a bad use of money. Just let that be clear. That's way more expensive than root beer should be. Very bizarre. Anyway, we are in fact actually going to end. So I'm going to go over, get us into the credits, thank everybody who needs to be thanked, and get you all into a raid. So, I'll be back tomorrow with some Digimon World, because I want to keep playing Digimon World. I love my Digimon stuff. Big Digimon phase in my life right now. Really, really going for it. I would like to thank my moderators for helping out today. I'd like to thank all of my new followers for hopping on board. I hope you have all had a good time. Thank you to Mox for the gift sub to Noodle's alt account, Melania Elden Ring. Thank you to Avon for the resub, Annie, Avon, Danny and Mox for the bits, and Rebecca and Spiky for the raids. And of course, everyone who's just lurking this entire time. I hope you have enjoyed the ride. Thank you for lurking. Every little helps. Now, I think we should make the day of somebody with a nice raid. So let's go ahead and raid Overbold Kobold, who is playing some Lethal Company. I think that is a good call. As always, raid message is if you have the emote. If not, just do it in text, and I'll throw a link in the chat in case the raid doesn't work. Right there. Take care, everyone, and I hope to see you next time. Oh, god damn it.